everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Wrap-Up. Buckle up, buckaroos. Dan Myers, Nick Buckler, at your service. You better look out if there's a car coming, because Katie will run you down.
She will.
We've got a great edition planned. Expansion draft just happened in the NHL. Who's the worst GM in Detroit sports? Because they're all pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
The Tigers are a disaster area. Hated athletes in Detroit. There's a lot to talk about. Let's start now.
Yeah. Where do you want to go first?
Let's talk expansion draft.
Yep.
The Vegas Golden Knights picked their team last week, and there was a lot of questions on who would be selected from the Detroit Red Wings. And their pick was a little surprising. They took Tomas Nosek, who only played 17 games in the NHL and has 1 point. It's a single goal. He was one of the main reasons why the Griffins went on to win the Calder Cup this year. But what does that say about the NHL talent that the Red Wings have, that they didn't select, anyone from their NHL team, and they went with an AHL player?
Yeah.
What does that say?
Well, it says a lot. I mean, I don't know if you were. I was expecting Xavier Ouellet to go. I was really expecting Peter Mrazek to go. Those are my two big picks. So when they called his name, I was like, whoa, okay. And then you sort of self-examine what's going on with this team. I mean, they don't even want these guys who we thought they were a sure thing to be gone, or at least one of them. And
especially when Vegas was just trading people.
Exactly. Yep. So for them to go and pick him, I'm like, okay, well, we can't even give our guys away, and that seems to be the situation right now with the organization.
And then you see Vegas, obviously, some of the big guys they've taken. James Neal, the real deal, from Nashville. They took Alexei Emelin from Montreal. And one that surprised me from Calgary, they took Derek Engelin, who is a Las Vegas native. Maybe that was just to kind of cheer up the fans, get them excited. They took, obviously, Marc-Andre Fleury was a shoe-in to play goal. But their backup goaltending is a question mark for me. I did think they would take Calvin Pickard from Colorado, which they did. But I really thought there was a lot of good goaltending talent out there. And even if they wanted to flip one of them for draft picks, they could have done that with guys like Peter Mrazek or other players. There's been some big names out there unprotected. Mm-hmm. Even a young guy like Louis Domingue down in Arizona could have some trade value. But Antti Ranta was available, who is now the starter in Arizona. It just made me scratch my head. And then they take J.F. Berube from the Islanders. But the trade with the Islanders to stay away from their forwards was a huge one. They ended up getting Mikhail Grabowski, another player, defensive prospect, and then a first-round and a second-round draft pick. And they took J.F. Berube to be their third goaltender, who's still young and has a promising future. Were the Isles winners or losers? And were the Vegas Knights winners or losers? I think Vegas was a winner at this draft. I really do. Do I think they'll compete? Yes. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? Probably not. But they're definitely going to be better than some of the expansion teams in the past, like a Columbus Blue Jackets or the Minnesota Wild in their first years in the league when they only had 70 points.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there was something about this expansion draft that was just, it stuck out amongst more than a lot of the ones I can remember. You and I were talking about in the last episode. I was excited to see where all this was going. I mean, there was some talent on the table, and moves were made. People weren't standing still. So
no, that's.
So that
make moves or stay still, as Rugo Arifi once said.
Yes, and he's and he did a terrific job. I mean, it was exciting to watch. It's one of the bigger drafts that I've been excited for. But I think they came out ahead. I think with the goalie situation with Fleury, I mean, this is his time to shine. He really has to. This is going to make or break him, and I think he's got a good head on his shoulders with the fact he can really carry this team. And I'm excited to see where it goes. So,
last week we had a couple experts lists.
Yes.
One of which was tossed on the ground, because let's be honest, the opinion didn't matter. And then I predicted a list as well. Well, me and that person whose list was thrown on the ground tied with 11 out of 30 picks correct.
Right.
There was a man who had 10 picks. He lost to a girl.
Was it 11? I thought you had 13.
No, 13 was
okay.
The man Satchel Price, I believe.
That's right. Okay.
From wherever he works. But that just goes to show the experts didn't even get half right. So what Vegas did was just, good, but weird at the same time. Like from Buffalo, they took William Carrier when I really thought a defenseman like a Zach Bogosian, or maybe even they take a chance on a veteran like a Cody Franzen, who really has been trouble, but maybe just needs a change of scenery. Even there's talks of a trade for Evander Kane, which that guy, to me, is a cancer in the locker room. Doesn't show up for games and practices. I would want nothing to do with him. But a real head scratcher for me was John Merrill from New Jersey. Who?
Right.
I really thought a player like a Bo Bennett would be taken, or maybe a veteran leader like a Camilleri or somebody of that nature. But Bo Bennett's young. They got him from Pittsburgh a couple years ago. And just to take John Merrill, a defenseman, was just odd. They drafted a lot of defensemen. As we saw, one who I thought was maybe their best defenseman they took in Mathot. They ended up flipping him to Dallas, who Dallas is making a pull. And this makes me wonder, was Jim Nill the brains behind the Red Wings operation the whole time? Or was it Kenny Holland? Because the first move Jim Nill made once he got to Dallas was traded Louis Eriksson for Tyler Seguin, and how's that worked out? Great. Then he goes and gets Jason Spezza. Then he gets Alice Hemsky. Don't mention he gets Patrick Sharp. And then they draft John Klingberg, who turned into one of the best defensemen in the league his rookie year. Had a little bit of a coming back to earth his second year, but we'll see. I mean, still better than any prospect we've got. He's better than Ouellette, better than Sproul. It's Jim Nill is building this team, and then he goes out and trades for Ben Bishop because they didn't have a good goalie. They buy out Antti Niemi, and then they go trade for Mark Mathot. And what they gave away really wasn't that much in hindsight that impacts them right now. Right. It's a prospect and a second-round pick in 2020. So if you look at that, I say it's a no-brainer. If you want to win now, which I think Dallas has the talent to do so, they were 1 to 2 defensemen away and a goalie away. They took care of 2 of those 3 problems, and then if they get better play from Klingberg and maybe some competence from a player like Johnny Oduya, and then you have Alexiak back there who showed he can play. They lost Jordy Ben, obviously, to Montreal last year, but I think if they can fill one more void at D, they have the depth there. Maybe they can go sign a top 9 forward, I would say, a third-line guy, because they lost Patrick Eaves to Anaheim. Maybe he'll re-sign there. Who knows? Because, I mean, this irks me. The Red Wings have these players who are barely able to crack the lineup. Mm-hmm. They go elsewhere and score 30 goals. Look at Yuri Hudler. He's not that good. He play third line, kill penalties. Then he goes to Calgary, and he's 3rd in the league in scoring. Yeah. It's first year out of here. Patrick Eaves, healthy scratch 80% of the year. He's inserted on the top line with Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. Scores 27 goals. I mean, it irritates me.
Right. What? More importantly, what's the problem? Why does it work there but not here?
Yeah, Kenny Holland. It's leadership. It really is.
And it'd be interesting to see the parallels with Holland and Nill together. And then after Nill leaves, what was going on?
That started the downfall of the Detroit Red Wings.
The stock for the Wings are going down, Dallas is going up.
A Stanley Cup contender since Jim Nill left.
Yeah.
And to me, they're still a ways away. And all the Detroit sports teams are a ways away. And it's sad when the Detroit Football Lions are the closest team to a championship in your town. Last year we did who was the closest to a championship. And I said the Detroit Pistons. Now, I think they could be the furthest away. But back to the Red Wings, it's more so what can they do? Why are these players? It's the leadership, starting with Kenny Holland. It came out Peter Mrazek is a head case. He has an attitude problem. Whether that's true or not, why do you tell the media that?
Right.
Why do you release that? That's not good for your team, your image, and the way you've handled it is now awful.
Right. But he has to save his image.
That's true.
To me, he's done nothing but bad things for his young players. He's been constantly telling Athanasiou and Mantha they're not good enough. Their work ethic's bad. They don't do this. They don't do that. And they've been 2 of our better players, but they're getting 4th-line minutes. When Riley Sheahan plays 20 and Andreas Athanasiou plays 7, and you're losing games when Athanasiou and Mantha are scoring every time they're on the ice, it seems like, and they're doing good things, they just coast around. Athanasiou's one of the fastest players I know, and Mantha grinds. Mm-hmm. And you come out and say that, when you're that young of a player, confidence is all you have at this level. Because you're young. You have to give it all you have. And if you don't have confidence, you might as well not play. And to me, when a GM is the one stunning the confidence and the growth of the young players, you scratch your head and you say the problem's with you.
Yeah.
I'd do a fire sale and I would rebuild from the top. I never thought I would ever say those words about the Red Wings, but it is a dumpster fire. It is the worst thing I've ever seen. They are a disaster, and it starts with Ken Holland.
Yeah.
Van Gundy treats his players the same way, and look at how they're doing.
they're terrible as well.
Yeah.
Who is the worst GM in Detroit sports? There's a lot of good candidates. We got Stan Van Gundy. Good coach, horrible GM. Al Avila. Where to even start with him? His best signing was his son. Who would have thunk? And obviously, Mr. Helen Keller himself, Kenny Holland.
Yeah.
I got my vote.
Yeah.
Care, do you want me to go or you want
Go.
me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Kenny Holland. Brain dead.
Holland.
Brain dead.
Yeah.
Voice above, Kenny Holland.
Yeah.
Two votes for Ken Holland.
You
Do
know
you
what?
want to do the best of 3 out of 5 sweep, or are you going to bring someone else to the table?
No, I'm going to sweep.
They're all good answers.
But-
don't get me wrong.
You're right, but I was talking to the voice in the sky earlier before the show, and I said, well, first of all, you got to look at
You were
what
praying?
Yeah. I was talking to Austin before the show, and
He's getting some shout out.
there you go. And he asked me that question. He caught me off guard, and I really had to think. And I go, well, let's see what they brought to the table.
I think I was yelling something at that time.
You
too,
you were
shouting.
you were very adamant on your answer, and I'm like, well, look at Ken Holland. At least he brought this to the table. But then I sort of retracted what I said in my head, and I'm thinking, well, he brought all that to the table, but then again, he also took it away. I mean, you could be up big at the casino, but it's what you walk away with is what's important.
That's good.
And he's cashed out, and now he's just on borrowed time. He's on borrowed credit, and Junior might not be going to college next year because Daddy spent too much time at the casino. So we'll see.
Wow. You should speak more. That was good.
Thanks.
Man,
But-
is there someone who doesn't let you talk on the show? Because you should. You should talk to that person and see if you could work something out.
But I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, you had this terrific brand, and now, Nick, we were talking 15 years ago that ESPN, NBCSN, SB Nation, pretty much everyone was giving the Wings a losing grade for that draft.
I've seen D-, I've seen D, anywhere from C to F.
Yeah.
Nothing higher than a C.
Where do you think the downfall started? I think it was the Franzen deal over Hossa.
Yep, it
Yeah.
started the year after they won the Cup.
Yeah, it really did. With that, and yeah,
Downhill after they lost 0-9, and then they chose Johan Franzen over Marian Hossa, who, by the way, is out for the year, the skin disease.
Now he's out for. He's retiring, right?
Is he?
I
just
read a
heard he
few
was-
places he's retiring because of the reaction he gets to his pads and stuff. Which
He's for sure missing this year, but his status after that is up in the air.
So,
now is that karma? I mean, for a guy that bounced at least
I want to
4
win the
different.
Cup. I'm going to go here, lose in the finals. I'm going to win the Cup. I'm going to go here, lose in the finals to the team you just left.
Yeah,
Now he's won, 3 with Chicago?
he's won enough. I don't know.
Are you happy he's gone?
Yeah, a little bit.
You laughing at behind the scenes?
It seems like this is a sore subject.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit. I remember how excited I was.
I remember. I was on the golf course.
I was.
And the doorman at my hotel told me. You like that? Anyone get the reference?
if you
I'll
do,
buy you
write it in.
lunch.
We'll get you a shirt.
Yeah, we'll get a wrap-up shirt. It says,
With
just wrap it up.
I do remember where I was when I heard that though. That was huge. I'd heard whispers around that they're going to get Hossa. They're going to get Hossa. So I go to work that day and I had a very blue
Wow.
collar.
We signed Marian Hossa.
You took that. I was
Oh,
going to use
dang.
that. But
Crap.
no, but we are driving out. So we're in an irrigating place. And I had this really angry manager or boss. And I'm like, I think we're getting Hossa. And they said there's a big news conference coming from the Wings organization. We're getting Hossa. Shut up. No, we're not. Expletive. Go dig a hole. We're driving home. We're on I-75. Breaking news at the ticket stub desk. The Red Wings
headlines all day, every day. This is the ticket.
breaking news out of Detroit. Detroit Red Wings side buried Hossa, and that's Tony something.
I'm Tony Ortiz.
Yeah, and I just remember flipping out, and maybe it was just the gratification I got from my boss looking at me like,
For more, go to
Wow.
971ticket.com.
so it was excited. It's a big name, man. It
That
was a huge grab,
especially
and-
after you win the cup and then you go sign.
You're flying high already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
And
was.
the doorman at my hotel told me, and I didn't even know that, Hossa was even leaving Pittsburgh. So
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's
And,
like wow, we picked
yeah.
up Marian Hossa.
Yeah. And and I said they're really going to be good now. It's crazy. So I signed with them the next day.
Only the diehard Wings fans will know exactly what we're talking
2002
about.
was a great year.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Were you? How did you feel as far as the draft picking it up? I really feel like we passed on a lot of good talent.
yeah, and they took a player who's not good on 5-on-5.
Yeah.
and a player who has the skating ability comparable to Tomas Holmstrom.
Yeah.
That guy couldn't skate.
That's
to
why he
save his
parked in
life.
front of the net because he can't go
So
anywhere.
I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. I mean, obviously, Datsuk was a 6th-round pick. Z was a 7th-round pick. So you never know, but at the same time, I'm not excited about our future.
Right.
I'm really not. I really hope they make some sort of splash July 1st, but I'm not holding my breath.
And
They don't have much cap space.
With that being said, if there is a positive with this, you did say he likes using the net presence, especially when there's a power play.
You know
Why-
who else
it-
likes using his net presence? Riley Shane, Justin Abdelkader.
But we don't use it. Have you watched the playoffs this year?
They're not.
They parked him in front of the net. They were aggressive. They were agitating.
we
and
just
they
got
put
pushed out of the
goals in.
way.
So a 6'5"?
6'6",
6'6".
214.
Yeah. I don't know. Just put someone in front of the net. You know, full strength, power play, whatever. 5-on-3. I mean, we're not scoring on 5-on-3s. That's a real issue.
We're getting scored on
yes.
5-on-3s. Sad.
So I don't know. I mean, you and I could talk till we're blue in the face about this.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
That's why I had topics to talk about. But my brain hasn't been getting oxygen, so
Real quick. All right. I looked up.
Right
There's some right quick. There's some free agents going on around the league. Let me know what you think. All right. There's some big names. We've got Raduloff. Yeah or
Okay.
nay?
nay.
Okay. Yammer Yager.
Sure, why not? He does have. He's
It makes
good
sense.
At,
It fits the
what is he,
formula.
1,000. He still scores. Might as well. Old players love to end their career in Detroit. Take a chance.
It's the
I
graveyard.
go yay on Yager. It won't happen, but I vote yay.
I'd pick up a jersey. Patrick Marleau?
No,
No. Jerome McGinnill?
no, absolutely not. I'd
Shane-
take Marlowe before him.
Shane Doan?
No.
No.
Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's got good passing skills.
Yeah,
Still.
probably. I'd take Joey Thornton.
Yeah, I would like to take him, but I feel like we wouldn't get the aggressiveness that we get with him that he brought to the table. I feel like we get these big aggressive players and they are petering out by the time they get to Detroit.
And Detroit probably tells him not to check anybody.
Yeah, that's true. But
Kenny Holland, no, we don't play a physical game.
This is
you
flag hockey.
This is we play just up the European puck possession, and we don't like to hurt each other. That's why we got Burtz and Toots out of here. And Cronwall hasn't hit anybody in 3 years. So we're making a couple steps in the right direction. And I think losing hockey with no cups is exciting too.
But we'll bring you a new arena.
Who is the worst member of the organization besides Holland? Player-wise, we'll say.
Player-wise, okay, because I was gonna go Christopher Illich. I was gonna go straight up top.
Wow.
Chris Illich, I'm calling you out. Bring your little elf self down here. Get at me, Chris. Calling you. Anyways, player-wise, this might not be popular, but I'm gonna vote Justin Abdelkader.
Wow. Okay.
I cannot stand him.
Yeah.
For that contract, no production, doesn't use his size anymore. It's just, to me, He gets caught flat-footed a lot. His back checking is His passing's and he gets the garbage goals. I haven't seen a skill goal from him in 3 years.
Yeah. I've yelled at him. I've been angry at this guy for a while, but Cronwall.
I was gonna say Nick Cronwall's
Cronwall.
probably a good one too.
And he's done this even before he went in his his current streak of whatever he's on. Taking the puck behind the net on a power play, wasting time setting up a play. I know you need a line
Setting up.
change. You need to set it up. All right, unless you're setting up for the flying V, get the puck out of your zone and get something going. Dump it, whatever. Just stay out of your zone. I mean, especially
And
when
how
you're
many
lacking
times
shots
does he
on
turn
net.
the puck over in the slot? Him and Erickson are like the turnover brothers.
I was just going to say, what about Jonathan Erickson?
Oh, he's right up there too.
Yeah.
Just because he can cook and I like his food and he was nice to me, doesn't mean he's not a terrible hockey player. People are like, oh, you're gonna love him now. You met him, so you're gonna say he's great. No, I still have a set of eyes, and I still have a hockey sense. He's one of the worst players in the whole league.
Yeah.
I don't care if he carried my equipment for me.
He's got all
Get
the
outta
right
here.
potential. He's not using it. And I feel like we're gonna get rid of him, and he's gonna.
No, he will not.
Well, we may not get rid of him, but
No, I'm saying he won't do anything when we get rid of him.
yeah,
I feel like you were about to say he'll go do something good somewhere else.
Vegas,
Vegas.
set up a charity or something. So, yeah, I know it's.
Yeah, maybe it'll be off the ice. Goodness. The Erickson Charity Foundation or something.
Erickson House.
The
School for
Erickson House School for the Blind Defensemen.
The,
Anyways,
yes.
let's move on.
How about those Tigers?
Tiger Talk. That was it for Tiger Talk. No, let's talk about them.
Yeah, go ahead.
They just lost 8 games in a row. Salvaged the final game of the San Diego series. So they went 1 and was it 6 on the road trip?
7.
1 and 7. And do you think that one game saved Ausmus? Oh, well, they didn't lose all of them, and it happened to be the last game before they came home. Do you think they'll fire him this season? I don't. I really don't.
It's saying that is like saying, oh, well, you had a triple blowout, but I still have one good tire. At the end of the day, you're still riding on flats. It's just a matter of time before he goes. And it's what else are you looking for? What else needs to be done or not done?
They need to clean at the top, get rid of Avila. Guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He can't negotiate a deal. He shows his hand in the winter meetings, and then no one makes a deal with him, and the one that does bends him over and takes Cameron Maben from him.
Yep. A couple weeks ago, you had that perfect
I'll give you this
list.
baseball in exchange for your starting center fielder. Oh, yeah, we're going to shed some salary. Oh, and then we're not going to make another move for the rest of the offseason. And I'm going to keep these pile of bones, blow the dust off. Oh, Victor Martinez. Oh, Cabrera. There they are. I didn't see him behind all that dust. Yeah, and you got the hook, too.
Yep.
He's been horrible this year. Actually, look at James McCann. It's either one of his 7 home runs or a strikeout every time. You could roll one out at home plate. He's swinging at it. He's batting a $170. Your best player is a washed-up daddy's boy catcher that you went to high school with. Alex Avila, for the record. Dan's boy. Anyways, you're not getting anything from your pitching staff. Michael Fulmer's been pitching the lights out, and you losing games 1-0, 2-1. He's pitched 7 innings in 9 of his last 10 starts, and his ERA is hovering around 3.
Yep.
But his record's 6-6. Because you can't score a run. Oh, we got this high payroll. Miggy's in the middle of it. They moved Miggy to batting second, just for anything, and they put Captain Strikeout Jay up at third. You got Jack Daniels Martinez batting fourth. Don't get me wrong, he's been good, but he's the only player with any value in this lineup.
Yeah.
Trade him. Trade him. Clean house with this team, too. We're done. They're done. It's over. Tigers, terrible. Dumpster, fire, smell ya later, Tigs.
How long ago till they're relevant?
8 years. Tigers will not be relevant until at least the year 2025.
Right.
At least.
Yeah.
They're so far away. They have all veterans in this lineup. They have, sure, some promising pitchers, but I feel like they're going to trade them for more veterans at the trade deadline. Well, we're only 5 games out of the division at the trade deadline, so I think we're going to take a chance and go all in here, and we're going to trade Norris and Fulmer for Ryan Howard's corpse. He might still hit a home run from time to time, but we're going to go all in, don't you know? Great, do it. Can't hurt. And no one's going to these games anymore.
No.
Nobody. Who wants to go see this? If you want to go downtown, go a night out at Greektown. Hope your party bus doesn't get shot at.
Verlander and Cabrera calling out the fans.
Thank you for saying that. All right, I was waiting to piggyback on that.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
I want to make a quick Detroit reference. You have a better chance of injuring yourself at a Tigers game than you do walking around at 3 a.m. with a bunch of $100 bills strapped to your body. It says, free money, shoot me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Don't care.
yes.
Anyways, Voice in the Sky hit a point with you.
Yes.
Miggy,
I was
JV,
waiting
calling out the
for
fans.
you.
Go to New York.
Yeah.
See how you like it.
Call the fans. To me, it's the kiss of death. It's the ultimate white flag in your
We're
season.
done. That's what it
For
means.
you to call the fans, I'm going to go back to the Lions. The year before they went
Restore the roar.
0-16. There was multiple complaints about the fans, the attendance, and everything.
Remember when
What
Dominic
happened?
Raiola flipped off the fans?
Yeah.
Ah.
So they went 0-16 that season. The worst is yet to come.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yes.
Bow, bow.
Anytime you go after the fans, as opposed to taking responsibility for your play, your players on your teams, lack of talent, lack of playing, that's not a good sign. When I heard that, I cringed, and this is, like I said, the worst is yet to come. It's not getting any better. I agree with you, 2025, we may start talking about postseason.
pretty soon they'll be playing for less people than I played for in Little League. How are you gonna like that? Sure, JV would like that. Goes home to Kate. Goes home to his $100 million or however much he makes
Gorgeous car collection.
to pitch 1 day a week.
Who's the most hated Tiger?
Most hated Tiger
Of all time or right now?
Right now, to me, I think it's a tie between two players, and they're both hitters, Miguel and Victor. I don't know. I hate Victor more, but he's got a heart condition. Well, sorry, karma.
Yeah.
Aye, aye, Captain. Back to Venezuela with you. You care to?
I
Sound off?
agree. I agree with you. Miguel, I don't know. I'm not sure about Miguel. I agree with you otherwise, though. But yeah, right now I think Verlander's up there too. I really think they're not happy with it, and you don't call out the fans, my man. You don't do that. They're the reason you're here. When it boils down to it, they're the reason you're here. You don't go after the hand that feeds. So yeah, it's
Real quick, we got a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
Who's the most hated athlete in Detroit sports?
Andre Drummond.
Quick on the buzzer there. I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
Andre
unanimously.
Drummond.
Yep.
Brain dead.
Yep.
Calvin Johnson.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Shukri is with us.
Welcome back, buddy.
He's back from Lebanon, where the movie Wonder Woman is banned. Don't ask why. You can check it out on LebaneseExaminer.com. That was not an endorsement, although
That was a plug.
I hope it will be soon if you catch my drift.
Sponsorship.
We're just looking for that cheese.
But you know what? Let's get to something real quick that I wasn't able to talk about last week.
Oh, I know what this is
And-
about.
It's happening. It is happening, my man. Conor McGregor is going to fight Floyd Mayweather.
It's not even going to be a fight.
It's not going to be a fight, but finally we get to see. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I hope
I can hope McGregor can pull it off somehow.
he
But I
pulls a
don't see
Kendrick
it.
Lamar and humbles him, because that would be
Sit down.
amazing.
Be humble.
So and I'm looking forward to seeing the ticket prices. More importantly,
Huh.
fans have already started paying obscene amounts for it, and the UFC head of UFC Dana White had to say, you know what, listen, there's no tickets out there, so whatever you're paying for, don't expect to get a ticket or get inside the venue. The ticket prices haven't been set up yet. What do you think for the pay-per-view? 100, 150 bucks?
Say 150.
150.
Because Pacquiao Mayweather was about 100.
Yeah.
I think this will be a little more, maybe 125 to 150. And I think we're going to be disappointed.
I think we'll be surprised. I really do. He's got that age. Yes, he's got Floyd Mayweather.
He's never lost.
He has never lost. That's true. But he does.
And McGregor's not even a boxer. He doesn't know the
he's a
technique.
good striker, though. He's a very good
Striker!
So I was really excited to talk about that. I mean, I could go a little bit longer, but we'll let that go. I know it's not your, but you will be watching. I will be watching. Austin, will you be watching?
Yeah, but it's not going to be a fight.
No, I'm hoping it is.
Well, either way, you better buckle up, buckaroos, because that was another edition of the Wrap-Up. Danny Myers, Nick Buckler, thanks for the support. As always, we'll see you next time right here